So today I have some fun Halloween projects for you. We're going to make this cute little treat bag. These are all alternate projects from the Paper Pumpkin Kit this month, so September 2018 Paper Pumpkin Kit. And then some extra punches and die cuts and that kind of thing. Don't worry, you don't have to buy all the supplies. If you place an order in my online store for the month of September, so till the end of the month, if it's afterwards, then just let me know, hey, I really want that Halloween, the Paper Pumpkin alternate projects, and then I can send that to you. So, but just go to stampinup.com and use this hostess code and place an order of $30 or more before shipping and tax. So that's how I'll know that you want all of these supplies brought to you. So your kit will come in this cute little package. So this will be folded down so that I can fit it. And it'll come in a cute rose gold envelope. So you'll notice it right away. So you'll get everything that you need in this package. So what we're gonna make, I have two of them here, but we're going to make this card. This is the note card and envelope pack, which is a great thing to have on hand. And then we're gonna make this little treat bag to go with it. So there's two projects. And then this one is a card that my upline, Erica Serwin, every month at our team meetings, she has free make and takes, or not free, $5. They're super cheap though, basically free. She has make and takes, and this was one of them, but it used a different stamp set. And so I wanted to use just the Paper Pumpkin stamp set. And so I just made I just switched that out and then just kind of tweaked it a little bit. So that's the other card. And then our treat from last week's Facebook Live matches with that. So you have two cards and two treats. I'll go ahead and include this one. So all four of these projects, you'll get everything that you need to make if you place a $30 or more order in my online store using the hostess code. You have to use the hostess code so that I know that you want the projects. So, and if this is way past September 2018, then just message me and I may still have some packets, but I may have something else as well. So you can always go to my blog, redhotstampers.com, and you'll find the current hostess code there on my blog. I always have a gift with purchase. So, okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start with, since we already did the video for this little treat thing, we're gonna do this card last. So we're gonna start with these two projects. So first what we're gonna do is empty out our make and take packet. So yours will come just like this, although this will be folded. So all you have to do is dump that out. I have all the die cuts and everything ready to go. The only thing I'm not sending is the chocolate. Self-explanatory, it would melt. So you don't want to have chocolate covered cards. Chocolate covered anything is good except for cards. So, okay, first step, we're going to put this little silver circle behind the ghosty so that his eyes are shiny. So, got an extra one there. So glue dots, again, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you will get a ton. You'll get a sheet full of glue dots. For the month of October, it's my 1-year anniversary with Stampin' Up! This time. So I'm gonna reward all my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So if you are if you're not subscribed yet, you have until the 10th, and I'm gonna send everybody a chamois because these are a necessity with those photopolymer stamps. They clean them so well. So I'm gonna send everybody one of those because you really have to have one. Baby wipes work fine, but the chamois is amazing. So, okay, so then what we're gonna do is our little ghosty needs some shadow. He needs a little bit more depth to him. So I'm gonna move all this stuff over. Hopefully you can see in the screen there. You're gonna take your little ink spot from your Paper Pumpkin kit, or if you don't have the kit, then just get your gray ink pad. Just get a piece of a sponge, and we sell these, I think they come in a pack of 3, and then I cut them into maybe thirds. I cut them into thirds, so they're still big enough to pinch and grab, but I don't need a whole sponge for each color. So I'm just gonna go on the sides here, just give them a little bit of shadow. The armpit is the hardest. You just have to really get in there. And then, there we go. So it just gives them a little bit more depth there. And then we're going to take, so I'm giving you two pieces and one of them I've punched with the Starburst punch so that you know which one is which. So the one that's punched, you're going to cut a 2.5 inch circle out of that. You can either use the 2.5 inch circle punch, which is now retired, but you can also use the layering circle framelets or the stitch shape framelets, but you want it to be about, well, 2.5 inches. So a little smaller or a little bigger is fine. So you're going to punch a black circle out of that. That's going to be the back of our tag here. So now the piece that was not punched, that is what is going to be our card front. So you're going to take your note card, fold it in half. Now before you would hear this, I totally did this wrong in my Facebook Live. It was kind of a disaster, but I fixed it, so it's fine. Okay, you're going to stick the punch. Actually, you're making tape packets. I'll punch this for you so you don't have to have the punch, but I want to show you how it works. So you stick that in, and then we're going to flip it over and just make sure. I want a little bit more towards the top. So I pulled the paper out a little bit, just making sure that there's still about 1/2 inch on the top. So I'm going to punch that out. And then, I'm going with that one. And then you're going to take your Mango Melody piece and you're going to use the bat punch. So again, I'll already have this punched for you, but I just want to show you how to do it. So you're going to punch the bats out. Make them go flying. And then, same thing, you're going to use that piece that the bats are punched out of, and you're going to punch those guys out into a circle. This way it makes it look like it's the moon and the bats are flying in front of it, even though it's a trick because the bats are actually behind it. So you're going to take your two circles, put a couple of glue dots on the Mango Melody piece on the back. Just like 3 or 4 of them. And the reason why you do it on this piece is so that the adhesive doesn't show through. So we don't want sticky bats. Okay, so we got 3. Maybe I'll put one at the top. Actually, I'm going to kind of go crazy. I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. So I'm actually using 5 glue dots on this one. Maybe a little excessive, not obsessive, but excessive. But that baby's not going anywhere, so. Okay, so then you're going to take those 2 circles, and I like to hold them just between my 3rd finger and my thumb, and then you can kind of line them up there, and then do the same thing on both sides. That way it lines it up perfectly. And then just push that down. There's our tag, and then with this piece, we're going to, those are my ribbon scissors, we're going to just trim that, and then this goes behind the moon and stars that we punched out. So again, we're going to put the adhesive on the back of the punched piece so that it doesn't show through any of the punched pieces. So I've got my adhesive there. I'm going to lay this on, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card. So this goes on the front here. I have like dust everywhere. Actually, I think it's embossing powder. Sparkly dust. So, okay, there's that. Before I put my little ghosty on, I'm going to stamp Boo from the Paper Pumpkin stamp set, which I have, oh, right in front of me. So here's the Paper Pumpkin stamp set this month. It's seriously a great deal. For 20 bucks, you get a stamp set and an ink pad, and then all the little pieces. This one actually, I'll put the video as well, but it came with 24 treat bags. So it's the little bags, and I just made a different topper here, or a little different tag. So the ghost goes on part of the tag. So this came in the paper pumpkin kit, but the other pieces I just added. So, but seriously, the paper pumpkin kits are a great deal. So it's like a $20 therapy session every single month. So, okay, we're stamping Boo in Versamark. Yes, it's supposed to be clear. And I threw away the kits. I just get a piece of paper and fold it in half, and that will catch the extra embossing powder. I'm going to use silver to go with, to match the ghostie's eyes. So you're just going to sprinkle that on there. If you live in a dry climate where it's staticky, you'll want to get the embossing buddy and rub it on there so that it doesn't get like that extra powder, because that's going to dry if I heat emboss it right now. So here it's humid enough that it doesn't really stick. I can just flick that off. And of course I say that and now it's not really working, but oh well, it's a little bit sparkly. I should have used my embossing buddy. So then it's folded so you can just put all that powder back into your embossing powder holder. Technical term. So there's my silver. Now I'm going to emboss that in just a minute, but I'm also going to use this little circle that I sent to you. I'm going to stamp the pumpkin. Actually, I'm going to stamp, so the eek from Paper Pumpkin, I'm going to first stamp that in black, right on this little circle, so it's on the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp the pumpkin in Versamark right on top of that. And I'm going to emboss it. Ooh, I hope I didn't just mess that one up. So this is one of the in colors this month. This one's Grapefruit Grove. The in colors embossing powder comes with all 5 colors together. They're slightly smaller containers, 1/4 ounce. Yeah, so there's less in there, but they're really fun colors. So got plenty on there. So there's my little pumpkin. I did kind of bounce it a little bit, but that's okay. And then I just cap that powder and then put it back in the little pot there. Okay. So this comes in a cute little container like this. So it has all 5 in colors in embossing powder. So I would have never thought I was going to use Grapefruit Grove for a pumpkin, but it's perfect. So there's that. And then I'm going to get my heat tool and I'm going to emboss them both at the same time. Now, because this is a little piece that's already die cut, I need to hold it down with something so it doesn't float away. I'm just going to use my scissors. Actually, my Eiffel Tower scissors are nice and heavy. So I'm just going to set those there so that I don't burn my fingers, but it doesn't blow away. So, okay, so we're done embossing. And then we're going to go ahead and set this aside for that card. And we're going to put the ghostie he was hiding. We're going to pop him up with dimensionals, which are hiding under all my punches. So just 2 dimensionals on this little ghostie. That should be good. And then he goes right here in the sky. Boo! Cute! And it was super easy. So there's the ghostie. Let's finish off the tag. And what we're going to do, I included one of these clips. They're actually on the clearance rack. I think it was like $1.80 for a package of 10 or something like $2.80, something really ridiculously cheap. So I bought a ton. So I have plenty to send to anyone that wants this make and take kit. So I'm going to take our, let's see, what is this called? Glittered organdy ribbon. I love organdy ribbon. It ties so easily. And then glittered. Can't go wrong with glittered. So I'm going to tie... just going to tie it in a bow here. And I've just slid it under one of the little handles. I don't know what to call it. Oh, this ribbon is so pretty and it just ties so easily. I love it. Occasionally you'll have a sparkle come off, but I didn't have one this time, so it's really nice. It's not a messy glitter. It's really clean. So it's kind of going to the side, but that's okay. Ooh, my scissors are hot from the heat tool. Okay, so now you've got this little clip. All you're gonna do is take the bag that I've included in your make and take kit. That little cardboard piece just goes on the bottom to make it stand up. Keep the bottom of the bag flat. And then I put about 8 to 10 kisses in there. I got the caramel kisses, which match Mango Melody perfectly, and then the spooky kisses, which match the Toil and Trouble, or Cauldron Bubble, whatever that sweet is, they match perfectly. So cute little kisses. Like the packaging is more than half of the cuteness. And put the little tag on there and clip it on. And now you've got, ooh, one more step. But now you've got a card and a matching treat to give to a teacher or a neighbor or a friend, whoever you want. So in the Paper Pumpkin stamp set, it comes with 2 little bats and 2 little stars and a moon. So we're going to do the bats on one side and the moon and the stars on the other. So I'm going to stamp the moon and stars first, and they are going to be Mango Melody to match the cardstock. So just one little stamp there. Ooh, look at all that extra ink. I'm going to wipe that off. Seriously love the chamois. It's totally worth signing up for Paper Pumpkin just to get that chamois. I'm going to send it to all my customers as a happy anniversary to me and Stampin' Up. So you have until October the 10th to sign up. Okay, so I think that's it for that one. And then I'm going to stamp the bats in black, memento, and just put those kind of in the middle there. So now we have a matching envelope for that card. So card and treats right there. And then to finish this one, now this card matches the treats that we made last week. So these little matchbox treats, or matchbook, these little matchbook treats. You can change up the color or whatever you want with this one, but we're gonna put these 2 together. So it's a little card and treat. And that little bag that I put your make and take packet in, you can slide the treat in, and then you can, you'll put the card inside the envelope and then slide the card in there. And you could even add a little tag and clip that on to there. So, or just, fold it over and put a sticker on it, because that's a cute little package to give to somebody. So what we're going to do here, let's go ahead and start with the envelope and the card inside, actually. So I'm going to use those same 2 bats, and I'm going to make the envelope and the inside of the card fancy. So I'm just going to make these bats kind of fly all over this card, this envelope I mean, and they're even going to go off there. So cute little line of bats. And then on the inside, they're going to do the same thing. They're just going to fly up the side of the card. That way, if you're giving it to somebody that you don't have a whole lot to say, just fill in blank there. And there's several different sentiments on that ink, in that stamp set that would also work, like treats for you, to from, frights and delight, it's Halloween. You could even put spooky. There's so many good sentiments there. Paper Pumpkin has the best sentiment stamps. So there's that. I already did my tag. So now we're just going to layer it up. So the 2 squares, this one is 2 3/4, I believe, 2 3/4 square. And then this is like the 3rd largest stitch shape square. So we're going to layer those together. And it's just barely bigger, so it's just a little sliver of a black layer there. Now don't put it on your card yet, because we have the really pretty main layer that we're going to do in just a minute. But I want to get everything else first. So we're going to put some adhesive on the Starburst punch and put our little pumpkin on there. And this one I'm going to put on dimensionals, so I'm going to go ahead and put those on one side and not peel the paper off the back yet. That'll just be ready to go. Oh, actually, I could go ahead and put it on here. Well, I just did it wrong, so, I mean, not wrong, I just did it different. So then, okay, we're going to take our Stamparatus and our Buffalo Check background stamp. Now you can use any background stamp. You've got to have the Stamparatus for that background stamp. It makes me love the background stamps again. I really love the designs, but they're so awkward to use. But now with the Stamparatus, it makes it so easy. So you've put your stamp here on the plate. You're just going to ink it up. That's funny. And you can kind of see if there's like a empty spot. Go ahead and just ink that up some more. Looks pretty good. Whatever. Okay. So now I have just cut a 7.5 inch square piece of printer paper. That's totally going through. That's how much I've used it. And then I stamped it once in Mango Melody, and then I placed my layer in there because I don't want the solid line to be on one of the edges. I know I'm funny like that, but I want the edges to have the white box. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in here like this, and then I'm going to stamp it, push down on that. Now you can look and see if it's, okay, mine needs to be stamped again, so I'm going to just put that back in my little border there and stamp that again. Most of it's going to be covered up anyway, but I just want to show you how cool the Stamparatus is. So I don't know, it's still not, it is cool though. I think it has the baby white residue, or like the little lints from it, and so it's not quite getting it, but well, it's okay. But it really is cool, and so you can just keep stamping until that works. The problem is I used a baby wipe to clean it, and so there's lint stuff in there. But that's okay because it's going to get covered up anyway. So now we're going to put the square on, and it's going to cover that up anyway. Otherwise, I would have like cleaned it and inked it up again just to make sure it got it, but I don't mind because I know it was going to get covered up. So there's that. Now let's go ahead and put this on our card base. Okay, and then our little pumpkin, we're going to pop him up. He's the focal point, and so we want him to be up a little bit so that you know where your eye will be drawn to it. Otherwise, it's like, is it the bats? Is it the bow? What's the focal point? So there's my focal point, and then the bats can just be like a background detail. So I'll put those guys on with a glue dot. Let me see, I had them all lined up perfectly on my sample where I wanted them. So we'll put the big one there. We'll put the small one in the corner. And then this guy who's kind of going down, so he draws your eye down anyway, he's going to go down here. Okay, almost done. Just add one little detail. We are going to add a ribbon. So also in the in colors, you can get all 5 colors in the 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon. So it's thick and it's a little hard to tie a bow with this, I'm not gonna lie. But once you get the hang of it, it's like, okay, it's good ribbon. It's really good ribbon, which is what makes it a little tricky to tie the bow. Okay, now this is, need it to lay flat, so I have to tie it a certain way. And it's just kind of stiff, so it doesn't really want to cooperate. It's a stubborn ribbon. But then it really does, like, the bow has a nice shape because it is so thick. So I kind of, there we go. Not the best bow I've ever tied, but not the worst either. Okay, so there is that. So now we can just slide that into our little envelope, write our little message on it, and then slide it into a little bag with a treat. And then it's like so cute. So there's a card and a treat and a card and a treat. So we'll put that one inside too. So there you go. So just a reminder, if you want the make and takes, go to stampinup.com and use this hostess code by the end of September 2018. If it's past September, then you'll need to go to my blog, redhotstampers.com, and use the current hostess code, and then I'll send you whatever make and take kit I have that week. If you specifically want this one, then just send me an email. You can actually just email me, so Crystal with a K, crystal@redhotstampers.com, and just tell me which make and take packet you want. I'll let you know if some of the things aren't available anymore, but I'll work with you on that. So every single week I offer a make and take packet. So if you want to check me out on Facebook, it's facebook.com/redhotstampers. Every single Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I do a live make and take where I put these together, and then if you place a $30 or more order in my store using the hostess code of the week, then I send you all of these make and take supplies for free. So just as a thank you for your order. And then again, if you want to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, if you've been waiting, now's the time to sign up. So go to my blog, redhotstampers.com, and click on the Paper Pumpkin tab, and then you'll see the link to sign up. I'm going to send every single one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers a chamois as a thank you and a happy anniversary to me, because it's been 1 year since I joined Stampin' Up! This time. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.